Greetings, everyone, according to your time zone. Welcome to the 201st segment of Be Inspired Buzopat Life-Changing Reality Tonic. I remain Honorable Ambassador Buzopat to Seaway, and this is the platform I call my personal pulpit, where we embrace the truth that leads to our freedom. Yes, that's what we do here. Before I proceed, please don't leave this page without subscribing, liking, dropping your comment, and then clicking on the notification button so that you will know when next my video drops. Yes, today I'll be talking on the topic your value. Yes, your value. Value is a fundamental belief that guides a person's behavior, decision, and priorities. Okay, is regard that something holds importance. Something is important, something has worth, something is useful. Just the usefulness of something, the worth of it and importance of it, we say is value. And you don't lose value when people fail to see your worth. No, you don't. The only way you lose value is when you hang around people who don't need you. When you overstay your welcome around people who don't even see the worth of you, people who don't have value for you, people who don't even see that there's anything that is fantastic about you. When you hang around people like that, that's when you lose your value. Not because they didn't see it, but because you actually gave them the opportunity to do whatever it is that they want to do with you without having a self-worth. Do you understand? So that's why I'm here today, for us to talk about value and what you need to do when you come in contact, or when you're in an environment, or when you're around people who actually don't give a heck about you. Then that's the sense of today. So pay attention and stay with me, okay? Knowing when to leave a table when respect is no longer served. It is not pride. I keep saying that. It's not pride, because confidence is not arrogance. He actually calls for redefining boldness in a world that misjudges strength. That is what I call confidence. That is what it means. So you need to actually know when to take a walk, when to say no, and when to look at your life and not like, I deserve better. I can't continue to, to scream about, I can't continue to actually let the world know that you deserve what you deserve. I can't continue to shout it, but that's why I'm screaming. Because it's not something somebody else had to put in you. It's something you had to put in yourself. It doesn't matter what I say here. It doesn't matter how long I continue to shout it. If you don't believe it, if you don't give it to yourself, nobody will give you what you don't give yourself. But I am here that you will understand that you deserve better, and you should know what your value is. Because values are the principles, and ideals that individuals consider important by shaping their actions and interactions with the world, with so many people, with everyone. You can breathe life into your value. You can. Everybody has right to, redefine and actually decide what to do. You have right to, and you can redefine it briefly. You can even, if you don't know what you do, you can get a piece of paper. You can redefine it by writing what they represent to you, what they stand for, and why those values matters to you. So you need to have that inside your medulla oblongata, and then nobody would, tell you otherwise. When someone doesn't value you, you know what I want you to do? Pay attention. When somebody does not value you, don't argue, don't beg, don't fight, and don't call everyone and start complaining. No. When somebody don't value you, when people don't regard you, when they don't care about you, I want you to do the following. First, I need you to withdraw your energy. Because where you're not valued, the only thing you can do to yourself is to make your presence becomes a gift to them. Do you understand what I mean? The second thing I want you to do is stay silent. No reaction is the loudest response like silence. When you keep quiet, they will be looking for, everybody want to hear you, want to know what you say, because they want to hang on to a word. But then, like I said, is the loudest response that you can give. Then the next thing you have to do again, when you find yourself in such a situation, is to redirect your focus. You need to pour into into yourself. You need to pour into what grows you and not what drains you. So you understand, because the environment you've already found yourself drains you. So you need to redirect your focus and pour into yourself what grows you instead. You understand what I mean? So the next thing also I want you to do is to protect your peace. You must make sure that your mind is not a battlefield. A lot of people pretend to have this peace, but they don't do things that will allow them have the pain. So they live a life of pretense. They appear to be strong, and that's the people who slump and die. These are people who you see, the ability to manage whatever is happening to them becomes bad because they are not truthful to themselves, But when you want to protect your peace, you must make sure that your mind is not a battlefield of ground, that you actually do those things. You know what it means to protect your peace. Then, and when you're done with this, the next thing I want you to do is, set a clear boundary. Because your respect is a non-negotiable aspect of your life. So you must set that boundary that anybody, if the people that cannot see it, they will hear it, they will smell it, they will know that it is what you stand for, and they will learn to respect what you deserve and give you what you deserve, okay? Then the next thing again I want you to do is, you level up. You level up quietly. You don't need to make noise about it. You let distance speak for you. Because they will never ever meet you at where they have disrespected you. Make sure you do this. No matter who has disrespected you, no matter where you have been humiliated and disrespected, no matter where your worth has been zero, and okay, you remember those things with tears in your eye. Make sure that the best favor you can do to yourself is that those people don't meet you where they left you. Do you understand? You don't. That's exactly what you need to do. So you level up quietly without making noise. That's it. So what else do I want you to do? The next thing I want you to do is, don't explain your worth to anybody. Because you may be in this circle and they don't regard you. All you need to do, don't explain your worth. Step out, because those who gets it and those who knows it, they don't need you to convince them. When people know your worth, you don't need to convince them, because they will embrace you because they know what you're carrying. So make sure you find yourself in such circle. Then the next thing I want you to do again is to detach with dignity. Don't detach with noise, like I said before. Walking away is power. It's not weakness. I've said this in one of the previous podcasts. It's power. Let your success do the talking. Let your success do the talking. You don't even need to say anything. When you detach, hold your head high. Don't look down on yourself with all these other things that I've already enumerated. You know exactly how to carry yourself, what to do, how to stay calm, and then how to actually, make people see that dignity that you don't have, because that's how it is. Then next thing you need to do, you reflect and not ruminate. No, because you will learn to dwell and dwell well. You understand what I mean? What else do I need you to do when you find yourself in such a situation? Then you value yourself more. By you do this by ignoring all the noises around. No one rises by staying where his or her values is diminished. When your values are diminished, you cannot prosper, you cannot do anything, you can't even rise, because your self-worth is in doubt. You won't even know who you are, what your name is. The zeal to do better, you will not have it. How to even do the best thing you can't give your best in such environment. So that's why I'm telling you that if you master all the steps, then you know that you're good to go. We actually have a woman, May Yule Dochie. She has shown so many people that this is doable, that these steps are practicable, and anybody can do it. She doesn't have two heads. She's a person. And in life, we need to borrow or learn from people who have done something we want to do, but we don't have what it takes, or we are in doubt, is it possible? And when somebody sets the pace, then you need to actually know that, yes, because this person can do it, I can do it more. Okay, like I said, May Yule Dochie has actually shown the world that these steps are practicable and they are doable, so you self can do it. Sadly, a lot of people underrate, people a lot. There are some people that are genetically wired to insult people, to disrespect people, to undermine people, to underrate people, to actually think that too much, that people are beneath them, that are nothing. But you know what? So many beautiful souls have been so manipulated, by these kind of people that diminish their worth, their value, their personality, and just make them feel that they want nothing because they are kind-hearted. People mistake their kindness for as if they are there for just, okay. I don't even know why those people who think that bigger than everybody, who feel that people are not up to them, I don't know where they place themselves, because if they only know that we are nothing but pencils in the hands of God, they will actually borrow themselves sense and not live like that, because they've made a lot of people feel bad. When we talk about values, the essence of bringing out what people do to people that makes them lose value for people who don't, so that they will know when they see this thing and know the steps to take, because there's a lot of people that have taken kindness for nonsense, and where purpose is not known, abuse is absolutely abuse is inevitable. That's the thing. So you should know this one. A lot of people have this kind hearts. They have this kind heart, and they want to encourage you. They want to love you. They want to, they're grateful that they're with you. And, but these people that I'm talking about, they call them silly people. They look to them like a fool. So now, if you belong to those who believe that everyone around you are looking for something, from you, or that their willingness to be with you because you're too much, they can't do without you, I don't even know, whatever it is that you have in your mind, my dear, if you have been jaded like this, here is a gentle reminder for you, so that you can take a chill pill and do an in-depth analysis on your life and check this thing and know it, because you may change if you understand that just because they are kind doesn't mean that they are scared of you. Because they are kind to you, helplessly kind to you, doesn't mean that they are scared of you. Just because they are nice to you doesn't mean that they are attracted to you. People mistake these things. When you're nice, they think it's because you love them. And even when they do, just because they want to serve you, doesn't mean that they can't do without you. Nobody is indispensable in this life, okay? So when you have a lot of people who heaven brings along your life, it depends on what you do. Just because they love and value you doesn't mean that they want something from you, or that they can't, they don't know who they are. They don't have self-worth. So there's a way people have seen people treat people is beneath, you can't even imagine it. I've seen people come, and as I've seen people, come here, get out, do this, and people, because you think you have one advantage over the person, you don't even respect or understand the fact that they are human beings, that they have soul, that they have heart, that they have brain, that they don't have doesn't mean that they are fools. But they are hanging in because what else? They don't have choice. People around you must have a second choice. You must give people reason to want to live, and people to want to be happy around you. I can't say this. It can't be overflowed with me, because I sing it, I drum it, I scream it, I say it. Just because they value you doesn't mean that they want something. You must not really treat them as if, without you dropping your peanut and your hopeless nonsense, that they can't live. You know God, and nobody is, And just because you drop the peanut doesn't mean that, they are indigenous. They are not. They are not. Some people are really kind-hearted, like I said. All they want to see you win. They want to see you grow. They want to see you prosper. And it makes them happy to want to see you shine. Stop taking them for granted. Stop abusing them. Stop doing a whole lot of things that are not good. And stop killing kindness. Because most people have lost God's solution for their problems. People who God sent their way in order to help them one way or the other. They've lost them because they underrated them, they undervalued them, they undermeasured them, they, underscaled them, they put them in a scale of 1 to nothing, and, and they walked away. And even when these people are offering the help, they feel coming from you, most people say, coming from you, what do you have to offer? Forgetting that you never can tell who God wants to place in a path where you can get what you're asking for. The blessings, most times, they don't come in a package that we deserve. They don't come in the package that we are expecting. They don't come in a way that we will see it and remember or say, yes, that's my answer coming. It may come from the roots that you don't even understand. And then because you're too much, because you undervalue people, you look at it and walk away, and you remain in your misery, because most of you are having a lot of misery that are sugar-coated, and because we live in an age where people live fake life online, and then the reality of their life, they're facing it when they enter into their home. But for you who may be in such kind of relationship, such kind of environment, such kind of family, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter the condition that you are, I want you to take these steps very serious, because anybody can practice it. It's all about what you call yourself, and no matter what any other person calls you, it is what you call yourself that matters. It's how you dress that people will dress you. It's what you accept that people can give to you. Remember that I said that knowing when to walk away from a table when respect is no longer served is no pride. You understand? So if you understand this, and you know that kindness is a virtue, and then if you have it, don't let anybody take that kindness, as for granted. So if you're going through humiliation in any kind in the hands of people, I don't want you to waste your words on someone who is not willing to listen. Because a lot of people, oh, go and beg this person for me, go and beg this person for me. Every morning you humiliate yourself by kneeling down, trying to make somebody who don't care to understand. There's nothing anybody who don't give a heck about you can understand. The more you try to do that, the more they see you as a horrifying nonsense. The more they see you as somebody, the more they mock you, the more they make caricature of you. But for you, you really want them to understand the situation. Nobody that nobody that don't care will understand. That's the thing. So don't waste your words on someone who is not willing to listen. Your silence is not weakness. I want you to know that it's not weakness, but a proof that your emotional intelligence is working, that you actually have it. Is a proof that your emotional intelligence is balanced, honestly. So you keep quiet in something and then to grow in silence, and don't allow anybody give you this kind of push. It is not necessary. Distance has always been the only answer to disrespect. No matter what you tell me, no matter what you say, wherever you're disrespected, the first thing you do is to create distance between you and those people. Because you don't need to react. Like I said, you don't need to argue, you don't need to start throwing pity party, you don't need to start looking for community to call. All you need to do, simply remove your presence from that environment. Remove. You may not know where you're heading to. You remove. Don't think you need to stay there to balance. Oh, if I leave here now, where do I go to? If I do this, what will happen to me? What will my tomorrow be? How will I do? How will I cope? If you continue to take nonsense because you don't do this, you will never grow. You will never even see the door that God has opened for you to walk through. But you need to actually say, this is not, I can't take, this is not for me. No. And by the time you do that, you will see the host of heaven arranging another escape route, because when one door closes, another one opens. Somebody like me, I always say, if that one opens and is not opening well, I will push the window and keep going. And if the window is not there, I will continue to carve a wall until I find a way to push it out and keep moving. It's forward ever, backward never. Don't allow anybody to tell you otherwise, okay? Because if you don't give yourself what you deserve, nobody will give you. Remember, nobody. Never allow anybody get too comfortable with disrespecting and humiliating you. You don't do that, and you don't need it. You don't allow it. You don't allow it. Why I'm telling you? Because you allow what comes to you. If you don't allow it, it will not happen. And I want you to use today to know that yes, you will not allow nonsense to come into your life again, because your value is you. Your worth is, you need to understand that. Remember, I said it's a fundamental belief that, guys, a person's behavior, decisions, and priorities. So you have to set your priority right. Even poverty is not an excuse for a lot of things. Why we say it's not an excuse for stealing, not an excuse for prostitution, it's not an excuse for a lot of wickedness. It's still not an excuse for you not to have a self-worth, not to have self-value. It's not an excuse. No matter how poor the situation is, God created all of us, and there's somebody somewhere, like I said, that will always be who God has said. But don't be that kind of person who will underrate and undervalue people and miss the people God has. And don't be that kind of person who will stay in a place where you're being humiliated, and undervalued, and you will not raise your head to see that there's help coming from somewhere. You understand? This is my message for us today. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Be Inspired with Buzopat. Okay, be inspired with Buzopat. Follow me at Instagram, Be Inspired with ambassador.buzo. Follow me at Facebook, Be Inspired with Buzopat, or Moment of Truth with Buzo. Then follow me at TikTok, Be Inspired with Buzopat. And then DM me as usual, so that we'll continue to do what we know how to do best. Don't forget that your value matters a great deal. So it shapes your actions and in your interactions with people in the world. Then if you master all those things that I've said, you're good to go. Remember that I said that May Edochie has shown the way, that people can do this, and the silence is golden. And I know a lot of people are learning. You too can learn it and be better than you are. Peace be unto you. See you. I didn't actually know that a lot of people are so glued to this podcast. I was supposed to post yesterday, but something happened and I couldn't do that. And the kind of messages we didn't see, I was like, God, I thank you that lives are being touched, that people are learning from all this that I come here to sit down and talk. It is not in vain. Yes, it is not in vain. And I'm so grateful. I just say, God, for what you're doing, for what you're using this podcast to do, before what you are using to do, what you're using it to do, what you use today's one to do, what you continue to do, and what you will do in the lives of those who even come across it later. I just want to tell you, I love you and I thank you so much. Keep using this your humble girl here to do these little things, and I know that it's you. It's only you, and it's only you. And I love and I respect and I care and I fear you. Thank you so much, everybody. See you next week. Bye.